9 months ago, the particle accelerator went online exactly as planned. For 45 minutes, I had achieved my life's dream, and then there was an anomaly.
Imagine that dot is everything the human race has ever learned until this moment.
Does that include twerking?
That is everything we could learn from the particle accelerator.
Officials are now trying to shut down the particle accelerator. What's so important about this particle accelerator anyway?
Welcome to the Particle Accelerator Podcast, the show where we talk about the superheroes of the sea. I fucked it up again. 2 weeks in a row. Fuck me.
Damn it.
All right.
Damn it.
Anyways, yeah, superheroes, CW, DC Comics. You know, we're like the DC fanboys or something. Whatever. Anyways, we didn't get Supergirl this week, guys.
That
I
is
know.
because
What?
mid-season finales, and last week was, I feel like, Supergirl's mid-season finale.
Yeah, but it should have been part of the Heroes vs. Aliens. How about that?
Yeah, it should have been. That's what they advertised it as, but that's not what it was.
Right.
It being the
I
season
wanted
finale was probably the only way to make it look good.
Yeah, I wanted Kevin Smith's episode for the season finale though. That's what I was really looking forward to. Like
But now we get to
Smith's
come back to that.
Yeah, we get to come
True,
back to
true.
it. That'd be pretty sweet. Do you think he's gonna sneak in Jason Mewes like he did that one episode of The Flash?
I
Or-
hope so.
Did he really?
Yeah, he snuck in Jason Mewes. Jay was in it.
I
And he
hope
was
so.
walking out of like Big Belly Burger or whatever, and the zombie guy like fucking stole his yellow Hummer, and he was like, "That's my mom's."
I remember that.
Okay.
I have to get you the exact episode. I can't remember exactly what it is, but yeah, Jason Mewes is totally in DC canon now, written into DC canon because of fucking Kevin
Okay.
Smith.
I'm not
Yeah,
even mad
man.
about it.
Right?
It's pretty cool.
Alright, so let's jump right into The Flash. The episode that we watched this week was episode 9. It's called The Present. What did you think about that one? I know Zach has been wanting to talk about this all week. All
bad.
week
It
he's
was
been wanting to
such a
talk
good
about
episode.
it. Go ahead, Zach. What do you want?
So, before we actually jump into, do you get my joke now? Cisco becomes
Yeah.
alchemy.
I came in.
told
I
you.
came in. I came in, and you were like, "Cisco becomes alchemy." I was like, "Shut the fuck up, Zach. I was way too drunk last night to watch the episode. You talk to me, and I will kill you."
So mad. I come into work. I'm like, "Did you see it? Did you see it?" And both of you are like, "No." I'm like, "I have to
Yeah.
hold this in all night."
Yep.
No.
And you didn't. I don't know. I guess we didn't invite you to our little party, but I'm sorry, Zach.
I hate you guys. I hate you so much.
I'm sorry.
I'm honestly surprised, Zach, that you didn't tell me that even Julian thought my alchemy theory was shit. Because he did. He even said that in the
Yeah.
He's like, that's just ridiculous. I'm not alchemy.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
stupid. I mean, it was more than obvious, though.
Yeah,
even.
definitely.
Yeah.
All right, Zach. So get
So,
some stuff off your chest, man. I know you've been wanting to. Let's hear it.
Fucking- I'll just take it from the fucking top.
Yeah, go.
They start to find out more about Julian. I mean, the episode literally starts with him in where was it?
India.
Europe? Somewhere in Europe. India. That's
India.
it. Thank you.
It was India.
They're looking
Hindu.
for the Bermuda Stone. They don't even call it the Philosopher's Stone quite yet.
Yeah, that's probably what the ancients called it. I'm assuming.
Yeah. I don't know.
Hey, real quick.
Hey,
I actually
bro.
did my research on that as soon as they said it.
Ooh, go
Good
for
on
it.
you.
Yeah,
What'd you
the
research?
Brahmasta. It is pretty much the Hindu equivalent of the Philosopher's Stone, except for it wasn't originally intended for transmutation. It was intended as a weapon of
Really?
like nuclear proportion.
Neat.
So with the nuclear aspects of it, I'm sure that Firestorm is going to have some connection to stopping Savitar in the Philosopher's Stone.
That'd be pretty sweet. That'd be really sweet,
But yeah, that-
actually.
It was pretty much the ancient Hindu nuke.
Awesome.
That's cool.
Dude,
dig
their ancient religion is pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie, dude. They had some pretty cool stuff going on in that ancient Indian
yeah.
religion that was like really sweet.
A lot of
Um,
old mythologies interest me.
yeah. What else, Zach?
Uh, well, they just jump right back into trying to stop Saboteur. Sorry, my voice got really deep there. And
No problem.
they go call Jay for help, and he's fighting the trickster. He looks a
Yeah,
lot
yeah,
like the Joker.
that Joker trickster with the crazy
Mhm.
teeth. He even was like, the Flash.
He had-
What do you say? The Flash screwed up my. Or I can't walk. I can't feel my legs. The Flash. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you
sue
hit me
you.
too hard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
he
hit me too hard.
hard.
That was funny as hell, man.
But yeah, he had the color. Fucking, I can't
Yeah,
even remember.
he
Did he
looked
have fucking
really-
green hair too?
He looked
Yeah, he
really
looked-
jokery. It was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I really liked it a lot, and he was like very evil. Do you think we're gonna ever go back to Earth 3 and see him again? It felt like we might see that kind of a trickster once more again, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know why they just show him once just to kill, like immediately lock him up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Well, was that
also
Mark
could be
Hamill?
true. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
definitely Mark Hamill.
I think it's just like a Christmas tradition for the Flash now to bring back Mark Hamill.
That would be awesome. I would be so happy. Like, the Star Wars fan I am, I would be so happy to just see Mark Hamill in the Flash all, like, every Christmas. It'd be a great Christmas. Make my Christmas. I'll tell you that much right now. And then they brought Jay back, and then Savitar started kicking his ass.
Yeah, dude, that's my next point. Is they get into a fight with Savitar and he beats the fuck out of Jay,
Yeah,
like throwing him against walls and just
Yep.
throwing him through the fucking sky and catching him and throwing him back down and shit. It was fucking crazy. I don't know
Yeah.
how that old man took that beat, and I really
Jay-
don't. But he just
Jay's like,
destroyed
I'm gonna distract him. Immediately gets
Yeah.
into a chokehold.
Yup.
And
For,
then they
like, the next 10
disappear into
minutes.
the Speed Force. It was pretty sweet. I liked that a lot, man. And then we got to see Alchemy like do his thing, and he
Yeah.
had that. Did you
He had
see
the
that
barrier.
crazy barrier bubble that he made around
Yeah.
himself? That was pretty sweet.
Well, that.
What?
Go ahead.
No, you said
I was
woo.
gonna-
I want to know.
John was gonna say something. I'll let him
Oh.
alliterate.
John, go.
Before all that happened, like before we even get into the trickster, they had said something in the episode about alien files that I can't remember who was talking to who, but somebody was talking to. That's the only note I have. It says alien files ? And I remember vividly that
Oh, that
somebody was talking
um,
to somebody else.
Joe and his girlfriend were talking, weren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
about alien files.
Because people
Do
were
they
calling
know-
in alien sightings, and I think they're trying to cover it up
yeah,
personally.
I'll be filing this away for like the next 20 years or something
Yep.
like that. Okay, I do remember that.
I think people are calling in
Gotcha.
alien sightings, and it's government trying to cover it up. You know,
Now,
Yeah.
same
were they trying to
typical
cover
kinda
up
stuff.
like Dominators, or were they trying to cover up like alien, like Supergirl, Martian Manhunter type stuff?
I think they're covering up both. Yeah, in this Earth, probably both right now. This Earth is
Yeah,
not
'cause
as
we haven't-
open as the other Earth yet.
Yeah,
But
we
and that's the thing. That could be an easy segue into getting like an Earth One Supergirl type stuff.
Yeah,
yeah, because
yeah,
we still need it.
for sure, definitely, actually.
So they catch Julian. He just fucking, you're holding me captive here. I didn't do it. You're setting me up. The fucking Flash, you're setting me up. This is bullshit. When do I get my phone call? When do I get my phone call? Set me
Right?
up. Yeah, you're fucking setting me up.
I can't believe Barry tells Julian like almost immediately. Almost can't believe it. You know what I mean? Like really. But then that also
Yeah.
left room for Julian to become a like. I was really mad that since Julian actually did become Alchemy, I was kind of a little upset. I'm not gonna lie, because like, oh, that means they're gonna have to kill off his character, and he was actually a really good character to have and stuff like that. So I was a little upset that they were gonna write him off like that. But since they brought him in as a friend now, they might actually be able to keep this new
See, that's
character,
what I was
which is
gonna
pretty sweet.
just ask. What do you think after they finally find a way to seal away Saboteur? Who's to say that Julian doesn't keep the Philosopher's Stone and use it to be like their sidekick or part of the team?
He didn't want anything to do with it anymore now that he knows. You see that look on his face?
What if they learn to control the power though?
So that's the thing. Alchemy is pretty much projecting
It's just
himself
Savitar.
through.
Yeah.
It's Savitar.
Yeah.
I did want to just point out a quick little snippet because I'm like a super Harry Potter nerd.
Okay.
when Julian was explaining pretty much his plight on how he got to the point where he's at, like what he was doing in India
Yeah.
with that excavation, said he wasted his family's fortune and was
Yeah.
like disowned from his family. But if when he's Draco Malfoy and Harry Potter, like he's all about his family. My father will hear about this, all that sort of stuff. I just thought it was kind of funny how like Julian is like the shame of his family now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah,
I think his,
Did
I think his
in Harry
family's
Potter
mostly
did
dead.
Draco Malfoy have a sister at all in Harry Potter?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think
See,
he
I'm
was an
trying
only
to.
child.
I was trying to connect too many things here, because like if that is like grown up Draco Malfoy on a different Earth, with no magical powers, type of thing. I don't know. We could bring in the multiverse into multiple different things here, but
Right.
I'd be stretching a little too far.
Either way, he still hates lightning bolts.
Yes, yes, he does. Yes, he
Yeah.
does. Oh man.
So we know Julian's alchemy, but he doesn't know Julian, or that he is
Julian doesn't
alchemy. He's
know
blacking
he's-
out.
yeah.
Julian doesn't know he's Julian.
Julian doesn't know it's Julian.
No, but in between that, I don't know if you guys ever caught it or anything, but when they were explaining Savitar to Barry, I think this was when just Jay and Barry were sitting down there talking about the Philosopher's Stone. You saw a man holding the Philosopher's Stone that turned into Savitar. So it was like the Philosopher's Stone, just like maybe Savitar's spirit that he has in a box, and like every time someone touches it, they just kind of like connect to his power or something like that. Because he doesn't have the Speed Force. All Savitar does is he just drains people of their power, particularly speed. So did you
But
guys
he
notice
was
that?
in this he's the first person with the Speed Force.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a
But he
different
got
canon
that-
than this.
Got that from the stone though.
Yes, he did get that from the stone, but he
And now
so the stone gives
Julian
him
used the stone, and
So
he
this-
kind of just becomes Savitar.
Yeah, and that's one thing I did want to talk to you specifically about, Zach. So, like, Savitar, from, like, the research we've been doing, in the old DC canon, like, he was an entity that just absorbed speed from other things.
Mhm.
But in the Arrowverse canon so far, we haven't had that confirmed. It's
Yeah.
just that he is
Yeah.
the first person with speed. That's all we know about him. So
Yep.
it kind of sucks. Like, because we can't just assume that he's going to just steal it from him, which is where I thought he was going with it. But
I think we might see something along the lines. I don't know. Don't know. Can't
See,
say.
My thought is
But-
now I wanna bring this up to you real quick. So the box we know that the box was sealed with the stone in it by Barry in the future, right?
How does
So
it get into the past? Go ahead. I'm just thinking.
yeah,
out loud.
exactly. How does it get into the past, right?
Yeah.
In that area where it's sealed.
He threw it into the Speed
where-
Force.
He did just now, but we know that Savitar gets loose because of all of the trailers and what have you, and he kills Iris and blah blah blah,
Mhm.
right? Okay, so we know he's gonna get back somehow. That's another point I want to bring up. How does he get back later? But right now, I'll bring up this box, right? This box that has the Philosopher's Stone locked in it, right? When the box has the Philosopher's Stone locked in it, Savitar goes away. Okay, box opens up, Savitar comes back. Now the
That's what I'm
box
saying.
is from the future. Something that it's probably is it future tech? We don't know. Is it something
That
with a
might
spell? Is it something with a spell on it? Because we know magic happens in this universe, Constantine, right? So
Yeah.
like we don't know.
Well,
My
Well,
thoughts are
they-
it possibly is future tech. So like because it happened in the future. Something happened in the future where Barry had to lock it up, right? But it also it's also a 50-50 chance that it could be magic as well, because they can bring Constantine back and he'll cast a spell on it and lock a god up any day. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And
but
is this
on-
what? Sorry.
I would say on the other aspect of it, what if, because Barry did throw it into the Speed Force,
Yes.
Zahn's been doing a whole bunch of crazy shit, like a whole bunch of shit that nobody even knows about yet, trying to find that.
Yep.
We'll get into what he's trying to find later.
Yeah.
But, so what if he just
That's
found the
all
box,
gonna connect.
and
This all
I'm saying-
has to connect sometime at the
That's
end.
what I'm saying.
It really
what if
has
he
to.
pulls that box out of the Speed Force, plants it in the past to distract that Barry from trying to stop Thawne now.
Oh man, yeah, that's definitely how
He's
he
like,
can
deal
do
with
it.
Savitar again. I'm gonna go do this.
That's not a
Ooh,
bad
that's
theory,
not a bad
actually.
theory, yeah.
Yeah, see,
Definitely.
we vibing.
You vibing.
There's the vibe. Oh yeah, I forgot we were
Yeah,
gonna try and introduce that.
Yeah, I have it written down. I have nothing written down after it, but it's written down.
It's there. The idea's ready to go.
Hell yeah.
Fuck no. But Cisco, his mind's kind of proven to be a little weak though. Yeah.
Explain yourself.
I say he was falling for those visions.
Oh,
Savitar was able
but
to
it's his
manipulate him.
brother,
in the
and
box.
Savitar's a god.
Mm,
Savitar's a god, and he's using his brother. All right, his dead brother.
Still, Cisco got manipulated. He had to have someone talk him out of it.
Yeah, but I
This
mean
is-
that's what friends
Well,
are
I mean-
for, man. Helping you out through the hard
True.
times.
Would you not have to be talked out of that situation?
Yeah,
if
I know,
Josh
right?
was
Would
dead
any of us-
and that guy was like, "Hey, come
Yeah.
open this box and I'll be back," you'd be like, "Damn straight, let's do it."
Yeah, yeah.
Even if Josh was alive and I found a Philosopher's Stone, I would take it and just start fucking shit up immediately.
He's immediately a bad guy. Just fuck it. I don't even care.
I mean, there's
In real life,
went
I
over
would
this.
never be a superhero. I would be a bad guy.
We went over this. I can't remember what the specific instance was, but Zach's like, you know what? If I ever had these, he's like, if I was ever immortal, I would just immediately turn into a Vandal Savage.
I
Yeah, it would probably would. Maybe, you know.
I just,
So
I
HR,
would take the wingers.
HR's a good guy. Totally. He's totally
Oh.
a good guy.
It's
I
kinda
like his
actually-
Christmas spirit.
Yeah. And
kinda
he gets
segues
drunk at the end.
Yeah, he gets really fucking drunk at the party.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that was
good.
This eggnog
Yeah.
concoction.
Oh man, yeah, dude, his drunkenness, him helping out Wally, and that
But
whole little speech he gave Joe about how Joe's pushing him away or whatever, and he's gonna find the love or whatever it is where he can if you keep pushing him away
yeah.
and shit. That little heart to heart that he had with fucking Joe.
I think that got through to Joe too.
Yep, that's the point where it got through to him, man, for sure.
Here's my thing with HR though. Like, I have me personally, I don't want to open myself up to love another Wells and then just be heartbroken again. So I'm not gonna love him until this season's over.
Wow.
When they connected Julian to the box and they had Savitar come out of him and talk to him, first thing he said was, "There's the fake Wells," and then he went on and listed everyone else in the room. He called him specifically the fake Wells.
Well, yeah,
But Wells,
because
HR was even like, he was like, what? Like, he wasn't trying to like bluff it, like, oh, you know what I mean? He was like genuinely surprised. if you
yeah,
ask
well, I
me.
mean, he's the third Wells they've had.
Mhm.
And the one on that planet is technically dead.
was a fake. That's see, I don't know.
Yep.
It just,
I-
it kind
I-
of struck me
and-
as strange.
I genuinely think that this Wells is the HR is a good guy. I genuinely think HR is a good guy.
Like I say, he might be a good guy, like Earth 2, but he's got something else planned.
Yeah, he wants to make
got
some
another-
money off this museum, and he wants to write a book. He's a good guy. Promise you.
Got another half season to prove that he's a good guy.
Yeah. I
True.
know. He's a good guy.
True.
Went halfway
Um,
through the season without him be doing anything bad except for training
Yep,
Wally.
I'm saving. I'm gonna go with John. I'm kind of holding my opinion. I don't hate him, but
I have a
Trust,
question for you guys.
What? Shoot.
With that whole them connecting Julian to the box and Savitar talking to him, he says that one person is going to betray Barry and one person's going to die. Who's going to
And
betray
one-
Barry?
Hold on, and
Iris
one
is
shall
gonna
suffer
die.
a fate far
Iris,
worse than
Iris.
death. This is
Oh,
the
sorry.
third one he says. Yep.
Iris is gonna be killed. Iris
Yep.
is the death, and I think Barry is gonna be the one who suffers a fate worse than death. I don't know who's gonna betray him, either Cisco or Caitlyn. One of the
I
two.
think it's gonna
but
be Wally.
could be HR. Wally. Yeah.
I think Wally's going to suffer a fate worse than death. I think HR is going to betray him.
Ah, you're a piece of
And I
shit.
think Iris is going to die.
Yeah,
say
we
Iris is
all are
already-
okay with Iris dying.
I'm not. I
Um,
never said I was okay with it.
Oh, why?
I was okay with them just. Why couldn't they just break up? She didn't have to die. Fuck. I mean, damn, I'm not that brutal. Like, they could have just broken up.
I guess.
She doesn't have to die.
Why not?
No, seriously, they do need to break up.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, why not? Just kill
But-
her. Kill the bitch.
I mean, she's not a real person. She can die. I don't
Whatever.
care. Bring
Zach,
back
you knew,
somebody else. Fuck it.
Zach, you know, as soon as fucking Tom watched Savitar stab Iris through the chest, he was just cheering, just going crazy. Like, yeah.
Finally.
No, because actually, I was just like, how are they gonna fix this?
Right.
That's exactly
Well,
what I thought. I was just like, how are they gonna
as-
fix this? God damn it.
As of right now, they've wrote it off as in this is a future that
It's not set in stone.
Yeah, it's not
Yep.
set in stone. Can speedsters run to the future? I don't think that they can usually do that, right?
That,
He
that is one
apparently
thing that they
did.
touched on. So this
wasn't
this
him
is
who
how
did it,
Jay
though.
this is how Jay Garrick explained it. Speedsters can run to the future, but it's like one of those prohibited. The time wraiths are going to come after you thing.
Yep.
If you do, because the future, like you said, it's like a liquid. It's not set. I mean, anything about it can change. Any decision that you make can change the future. So speedsters have the power to do it. It's just preferred not to.
Right. This is kind of off the Flash for now, but so they're dealing with Eobard and DC Legends. Why the fuck haven't they gone and talked to Barry, or at least brought it up to him when they were fighting the Dominators? Oh, we're dealing with a speedster? Let's ask the only fucking speedster we know about it.
They probably didn't have it on their mind while
'Cause-
aliens are invading Earth.
I would have thought about it before I left. You know what I meant? Like,
Yeah, I guess.
gotta
During the
remember-
party.
Jax, I think.
Yes. What?
I
Think.
can't remember. Jax Stein, and there was somebody else from Flash that is on Legends now, right?
Mhm.
Rory.
Yep.
So Jax and Stein for sure know that Fauna exists, but they haven't
Yeah.
identified him yet
Yep.
because he doesn't look like Wells. They're not the. It's not the
Yep.
Reverse Flash they're used to seeing.
That's
And
a
Mick
good-
probably
that's a
Mick
good
Mick
point.
would probably know as well. Because
Exactly, so they-
he's from Star City as well.
They
that's a good
know
point.
who it
I didn't
is,
even
but they
think
didn't.
about that he had the first season forgetting us already, but I didn't even think about that. But I mean, you still think, you're dealing with a speedster. Why not go ask the speedster for a little bit of an advice? How can we handle this guy a little bit better?
Because
Just
they're
What do you
independent
ask
and
them?
they can figure it out.
Well, no, hold on, Tom. Now, even if
Okay.
they couldn't, even if they did want to go ask Barry, what would you say if you don't know who it is?
Right?
You don't know what they look like. You
basic
don't know how to
interrogation,
describe
anything
them.
out of the normal. They could tell him we've seen the red lightning because they see the lightning, and
Yeah.
immediately Barry be like, "Red
Thawne-
fucking lightning! Oh
Thawne
shit!
makes
Where have
yellow
I seen that
lightning, though.
before?" What's up? He has
Thawne
the red.
makes
I
yellow
thought.
lightning though.
I thought Barry made the yellow and
They
Thawne
both
made the
make red and yellow lightning at the same time.
do
they
they?
both do, yeah.
Oh,
For sure.
okay.
Depends on the suit color of the day. Depends on what they feel like wearing.
Yeah, I guess, maybe. Hey, so do you think Savitar is going to be able to use Cisco again?
That's what I said. Like Cisco's already proved to be
Yeah.
weak-minded.
So-
Everybody is weak-minded to a god, okay? You can't
I have
just
to.
rule that out, all right? But I want to
I'm
know,
just- I-
do you think that Cisco
Yes.
will be used again?
I
Yes.
don't think so.
Plain and simply, yes.
And can I elaborate
we
on
got
it?
Two different
Yeah,
things.
go for it.
So the reason I don't, you didn't watch any of the trailers, did you, Zach? So I did.
Spoil
All
it
right,
for me, I don't care.
I have to to elaborate on it. So to elaborate on why Savitar won't be able to control Cisco again is because if you watch the trailer, the actor who plays Cisco comes on. He's talking to a bunch of people. Leave
That's
it
not
at that.
that's not a trailer. That is
Or
that
that
is
was the.
like a spoiler cast thing.
Preview.
It was like a spoiler
Preview.
cast preview for
Yeah.
where the season's gonna pick back up, and they talked to Caitlyn and Cisco, and the big point that Cisco brought up is the DC hero or heroine Gypsy will be coming in to help hone Cisco's powers and train him. And as soon as I heard that, I went and looked up some information on Gypsy, and it turns out that she was a member of the Justice League Detroit.
JSA.
Or yeah, JSA Detroit department.
Hmm.
And her teammates were Vibe and Steel.
Oh,
So
interesting.
Gypsy and Vibe have some very close connections already in the DC universe, and her abilities are she can pretty much cast any illusion that she wants.
Nice.
So if she's training Cisco, like it's gonna.
There's gonna be. I
That'd be
bet you
great.
is there gonna be? Is there room for like maybe a romance kind of thing going on, or
I hope to God. I hope.
You know Cisco's the blank
Cisco-
man. He get in that
Cis-
shit.
Cisco needs.
Cisco's got a girlfriend.
What?
He does?
Cisco's got a girlfriend. It's Hawk Girl.
No, it's not. Hawk Girl broke up with him for. Hawk Girl broke up with him for like 3 other guys already. All right,
She's been gone
so
forever. We
yeah,
haven't
she's
seen them
been
all
gone.
season.
she's
We
been
haven't even
gone.
seen them once.
Yeah, they're gone, man. Cisco needs something, man. He got broken up with for another dude, like, couple of times. He got, Snart's sister was, like, playing with his
Just kinda
heartstrings a little bit, and
Yeah.
then was like, I'll give you a kiss, and then just disappears. So, yeah, Cisco needs something. Cisco needs a little poon, man. Hey, okay, so we know that, Savitar, from the one that you guys have been looking up and stuff like that, right? He's got that human form. You think we'll get to see his real human form in
We already
this?
have.
I mean, we saw his back or whatever. Do you think he'll actually show up as like an actual like human speedster at some point in time, or you think he's just gonna be like Megatron or whatever he looks like right now?
I think Barry is going to go actually back to the point where Savitar finds the stone, or where he gets his powers, and try and see who it is at that point before he gets all super powerful, and that's how they're going to try and beat him.
Okay. Good theory. I like it. Zach.
I'm thinking about something else. It hurts my brain with this shit. But yeah, I don't see why not. I just think, as of right now, in this point in time where Barry is, Savitar is limited, and clearly he is because he can't kill them fully just yet. Because Barry even called him out on that. He's like, if you're all fucking powerful, clearly you've proven yourself. Why don't you just kill us? And he just fucking looked away from him, got straight fucking face, and didn't say a damn thing. So
Yeah.
he's limited.
Yeah,
He
because
just keeps right
because he even said, the way to become a god is get people to believe you are.
Yep, you just need to make people believe you are.
Yep. So he's a man with just powers, a lot of powers, but powers.
Speed Force
Speaking
would be so cool.
of powers and
What?
powerful people, who do you think's faster? Kid
Um,
Flash or Flash?
Well, Barry's still faster, like
Yeah, Barry's
He's
still
not fast
faster,
right now.
but
Okay,
But
sorry. Progressively. Like,
progressively,
yeah.
Wally is going faster. He'll cap off though. He'll plateau before
yeah, because there's
Barry
only so
will
much
keep
speed
Billy?
force.
eventually.
There's only so much speed force.
There
There's-
is, but with
there's
Barry's
only so much
or
speed
with
force. And
Wally's
right now,
technique, maybe he can outperform Barry.
yeah,
Barry has
the
big
next
connection to
next
Speed
trailer.
Force.
Barry is a lot butthurt about something.
I think Barry's gonna take a break from being the Flash.
You think
I
so?
think that's when Wally's gonna finally get his taste of being Kid Flash. Is he's gonna be protecting the town while
After Iris dies,
Barry.
Barry's gonna
Yep.
stop becoming the Flash for a while, and then Wally's gonna do it. I can
don't
see
think
that.
I think it's after Iris dies. I think it's before. He's gonna spend some time with her because the whole episode Jay was like, "You need to stop. You need to enjoy the here and now." You know what I mean? So I think Barry's gonna take his advice and enjoy some time with Iris, and then she's gonna get killed. That's why he wasn't fast enough to stop her, is because he hasn't been training.
So
do you think that
what?
you think that Jane knows that or knew that Iris was going to die before Barry found out?
No, I think
Jay-
didn't he say something about I don't want to know. You were in the future. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
The future's always changing. Blah 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 blah. Right. But
Jay
do you
knows
think
a lot.
Iris? You think Iris is really gonna die or no?
No. I don't think they're going to. All right,
Sorry.
with who came back at the end of Arrow,
Yeah.
I don't think they're completely
Say
writing
that.
out any character ever.
Yeah,
Ever
right.
again. Like, they
Yeah.
can't. You die in this, it doesn't matter. You'll come
It
back
doesn't
2
matter.
seasons down.
But that's
Yeah.
how comic books
Like-
just are in general. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? That's how comic books are just in general. How many
wait.
times has Superman died? How many times has
Right.
all these other people died? For real? Like, yeah, that's how
Just
comic
wait
books
for
are
your
in general.
respawn timer, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
Exactly. Just gotta wait for it. Did you guys see that when they went to the future? Speaking, since we're on the future, you see the I don't know if you noticed the what was it, the newscast or whatever in the window where they talked about Jared Morello, and they're like, Plunder did this, blah 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 blah, Jared Mileto, Did you catch any of that? No.
No.
Was that
Oh, man.
Flash?
Yeah, that was in Flash. When he went to the Flash to the future, he stared at the TV for a little bit, and they talked about Jared Mileto, sorry, not Mileto. It was Jared Morello, and he's Plunder. He's gonna be in the next episode that we watch of the Flash. That's gonna be a new villain. So it was a little flash into it.
Cool.
That's why now, if you watch the trailer for the next episode of The Flash, and they talk about Jared Morello, right? And Cisco calls him Plunder, and they're bringing in Jared Morello into this next episode of The Flash. So could
Very
Iris might die in this
Yeah,
next
so that's
episode
kind
of
of
The Flash.
proving the future he saw with Eris
A
dying.
little bit.
So.
A little bit of the future that he saw where Iris died. But, like Jay said, the future's always in motion, so Iris probably won't die. Maybe not. Who knows?
But that
I
might
like
also
this,
just give Barry a reason to be butthurt, is he thinks that's what's going to happen. So, like, he's on edge all episode.
I think him being on edge and seeing it is what's going to push it to actually happen.
Self-fulfilling prophecies.
Yep.
Happens all the time.
Yep, it's going to happen, man.
Barry's gonna get so butthurt he's gonna run back into time and change shit again. No, it's what he does. If she dies, he'll just make another flashpoint.
See,
Will that
I don't-
rectify the first flashpoint though?
Probably. I don't know.
Here's my thing with it. If he does try that, now that the legends know about Flashpoint, you think if Barry tried to run back in time, like create another Flashpoint, the legends would be there to stop him?
The Flash versus the Legends crossover.
That'd be pretty brutal.
That'd be
There's
pretty
going to be another crossover sometime.
Oh yeah,
So
but what though? We just
it's all
just came up with,
speculation at this point, man. We're mid-season right now.
we got the theories. We got the theories.
There has to be. Oh,
What?
before I forget, because there was no Supergirl this week, there was just one quick topic I wanted to bring up. I was watching the animated Justice League series,
Mm-hmm.
both Unlimited and the first one. Amanda Waller is part of Cadmus in that.
Ooh.
So Supergirl, Cadmus, Amanda Waller, Arrow Supergirl crossover?
Ooh, there's
So,
all
yeah,
sorts
that's-
of things that could happen.
There's also
Oh,
yeah. But I want to bring
Different
that up.
timelines.
Yeah, we got the theories. Well, doppelgangers.
Okay.
Maybe there's
What?
Maybe there's a Cadmus in Earth Prime. We just don't know it
Cadmus?
yet.
It's
That's-
not. It
yeah.
hasn't happened yet, probably. Or
what I'm
it's
saying, like,
or
maybe
it's
it is.
just beginning, and Amanda Waller. That's where she's at, and she's not really dead. That would be
Flashpoint.
another good
Nobody's
one.
dead.
Flashpoint happened. Nobody's dead. Hey, so okay, I want to jump back into Savitar real quick and ask you guys, what time period is this future Barry that trapped Savitar that Savitar was talking about? When Savitar was speaking through Draco's mouth, right? And sorry, I didn't mean to make you spit out your pop, but when Savitar was talking through Mr. Malfoy, right? And he was saying all this stuff about the future and how he trapped him and blah blah blah. How far into the future is that point that he's talking about? Is that really, really far? Old man Flash? Is that, mid-30s Flash? Is that...
I'm thinking middle-aged, maybe.
I'll tell you how far.
Pre-Justice
I
League
know the
still, though.
exact year.
What are you talking about? Where do you know this exact year from?
It's 2056 when he was having a war with Savitar.
True shit.
Oh, look at his face! Did you see his face?
Yep. All right.
That's a pretty old Barry. He would have been in the Justice League.
Yep.
Shit, he would have been almost done with the Justice League by then, even.
Nah, man,
But
that's like the down slope. Not the end, but the
Bart Allen might have even been born by then too. Like that's a pretty far away in the future. That's
Dude,
a pretty long distance
you
into the
think
future.
that if they jump that far into the future, we might get to see a Bart Allen?
Impulse.
Yeah,
I want
that'd
you
be
to-
so cool, wouldn't it?
I want you to think about it though, because like, what point would the Legends have to bring in that message from future Barry in this season and have like the war, and it had nothing to do with the Dominators.
Yeah, nothing to do with
Clearly.
the Dominators.
So like, what point would they have if it didn't connect to what's happening in the show? Like,
Yep. It's gonna happen sometime in the future. I bet you it is the war with Savitar for sure.
because I'm sorry, the way with the American shows run, you don't say something in one season expecting there to be 2 more seasons of a show. Like, it has to
Yeah.
resolve in this season.
So how does Savitar come back then?
I will tell you as soon as
Okay.
Zach unmutes his mic.
Oh, my
he's
bad.
talking. Okay.
Didn't think
I saw
didn't
his
press.
mouth moving that whole time, and I was like, is he talking?
Must have been. I don't even remember
Oh.
what I was saying. Not gonna lie.
Okay. So, like
But
I
no.
said, how does Savitar come back then? How are we getting Savitar back? They just threw him into the Speed Force.
Thawne pulls him out.
Is it Thawne? Ah, I hate your theory.
Thawne
Alright.
has to. He's the
I-
only one that has a connection to the Speed Force other than Barry. Or unless Jay does it for some godforsaken reason.
I like. Well, no, we got another person. Think. Wally.
Wally.
One's gonna betray us. One's gonna betray you.
You know, you do make a good, very valid point there, Zach. For once in your
Damn.
life.
Damn.
I'm never gonna bring up any valid points I can't.
Oh man. Okay, so did you guys see that, or did you guys notice that he said that it was impossible to destroy the Philosopher's Stone? Is it a cover-up, or is it really impossible to destroy the Philosopher's Stone?
I believe it would actually be impossible. Because we
Yeah,
saw
that-
what happened to Wally as soon as he even tried to touch it, pick it up. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Don't
anybody else. Well, because think about it, anybody else that even opens that box, Avatar takes over him.
know.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
So, like,
Well, not even Savitar doesn't really take over him. Savitar just appears.
Yeah.
But like
take
when the
over
box
them.
is open and ready to go, that's when Savitar and out ready. Yeah, that's when Savitar shows up.
That's what I was saying. Like, I think the Philosopher's Stone and Savitar's like spirit or like being is like connected. Like, I think Savitar is the Philosopher's
He's
Stone
trapped in it or something.
or something. Yeah, I don't know. It's well, he can't be the Philosopher's Stone.
Maybe he's
I mean-
trapped. Maybe he's trapped in the Philosopher's Stone until he siphons off enough like speed off of other speedsters to actually come about to wreak havoc in the world.
Maybe. And as of
Savitar-
right now, he still does that. That's why he's able to break out and have his powers just
Yep.
for a little bit or something.
you know I bring up Harry Potter in this a lot, but Voldemort was looking for a Philosopher's Stone.
We've been
Savitar's
bringing
looking
up-
for a
we've been bringing
Philosopher's
up-
Stone.
Oh,
The-
but he's
Voldemort
We're
and
a Harry Potter
Savitar.
podcast now.
well. We've been bringing up Harry Potter a lot because we got a Harry Potter character in this. That's a main character now. So
That's what I'm saying.
if
Voldemort
Mr. Malfoy,
controls
Mr.
Draco.
Malfoy wants to crash our podcast, I guess he's going to because he's in Flash.
Dude, I would love to have him on.
That'd be pretty
Like,
sweet, right?
Malfoy, you want to get on this podcast?
Yeah.
Contact me. We'll get it done.
Guest
We'll work it
cast.
out.
Guest
Yep.
cast.
So now, since
Make
we're
it
talking about Mr. Malfoy, what do you think about at the end when him and Caitlin were Caitlin's trying to get like be nice, like a little really nice,
Yeah, I
What are you
think
thinking?
that could backfire though if they do get together. Because if Julian gets his hands on the Philosopher's Stone again, and Caitlin and him are all, buddy, maybe living together a couple months down the road, who knows? He could bring out Killer Frost fully on Axe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
it could
we could-
also happen to where, like, he comes home one night, dishes weren't done, Killer Frost comes out, he's dead.
True.
Like, I mean,
True.
it could just be a hair trigger.
But
That's
what
scary to
if
actually
what
think
if we get a new type of Caitlin Snow in this, and she doesn't become Killer Frost, and she's actually like Caitlin Snow, and she can make it snow, right? And maybe Julian is actually accepted of this, and
That's
something
kind of
like
what
that.
I'm hoping for. Is I hope she gets to keep her powers, but I hope she learns to control them. She doesn't
Yeah.
become Killer Frost, but
She
she
just
still
becomes
keeps her.
Caitlin
I
Snow.
feel like
She's Caitlin Snow, yeah.
I feel like with the time of year and like the type of power it was, Disney already did this.
What do you mean?
Let it go.
Oh, yes. can't hold it back anymore. Sorry, no more
surprised-
Disney songs. No more Disney songs.
I am surprised
We're probably already
100%
sued.
that they did not have any like Disney like Let It Go references or anything like
Yeah,
that. With
they
it being a
probably
Christmas
weren't allowed.
episode, like
They probably weren't allowed. They probably wouldn't, get it because Disney,
Yeah.
Marvel, DC.
They keep that shit on fucking
Yeah.
lock.
It's probably on lock. For
oh
sure.
yeah, I guess Disney does own Marvel and this
Yep.
is DC, so whatever.
So, I mean, gotta say though, that was a pretty exciting way to make me wait 3 weeks for a fucking new episode, though.
Oh, you want to talk about exciting? Let's segue into Arrow here real quick.
That's coming. That's coming. I think I can honestly pretty much say that about every single fucking episode this week, actually.
Yeah, it
Very
was actually
suspenseful.
all really, really good episodes this week.
all cliffhangers, all fucking cliffhangers.
Yeah, but they were really, really good though, for sure. Did
yeah.
you guys Barry's new house? He put a lease on a house.
For him and Iris.
Fucking dickhead.
Look nice.
It
Where's
is
my part?
nice,
That's
but
nice.
man, I think he's moving a little too quick with the Iris, man. He needs to explore his options.
She
You
seemed
think-
a little hesitant too. She
Yeah?
seemed a little unsure. Yes, ma'am.
Yep,
Wait a minute.
bad.
You think Barry Allen is moving too quick?
Shut up. Your stupid quick jokes. Will you? Hey,
no.
John. Can you explain the rating system?
I mean, yeah, let's do this.
Do it.
So, our rating system works on a 3-point system. You have all the parts of an atom, Mr. Atom. You have protons, neutrons, and electrons. Protons being positives, neutrons being neutrals, and electrons being negatives. Remember that. Electrons are negatives, guys. Tired of you mixing it up.
Zach, remember that.
Remember that.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
All right.
So, with that being said, Tom, you never go first. What is your rating for this episode?
I, sir, actually gave this episode an electron. I think it was a great episode, great mid-season finale, and if the season finale, the season finale has a lot to live up to if this mid-season finale was this good. Like, we had Jay getting his ass kicked by Savitar in the Speed Force. We had Wally finally being able to see Savitar and saving the day. We had all sorts of good shit. Even Iris
No,
might
wait.
die.
Wait
So
a
why are you
minute.
giving it an electron?
You said electron.
Yeah,
I
so why
mean,
are you giving it an
proton.
electron if you liked it? Okay.
Wow.
Like immediately I was like,
just-
electron. I was like, why?
Yeah, it blew my mind because I was like, I even talked to him at work. I said, I bet you're gonna give this episode a proton, just because Iris died.
I fucked up. I'm gonna take another. I'm not gonna take another shot. That'd probably be a bad idea. I'll take a shot at the end of Arrow. How's that sound?
Okay, well you're gonna need one from the way that ended.
Oh, I know. That was such a heart wrencher. All right, so I
No,
gave this
what do you
one
mean
a
heart-wrenching?
proton.
You called this like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I gave this one a proton. What did you guys give it?
Zach?
Proton. I liked it. It was really good story-wise. We saw a lot of Savitar. We got to see some Jay. Wally's, like you said, getting his powers, all that good shit. I
The
liked-
trickster. I forgot about
Yeah,
the trickster.
the trickster.
Oh my
Yep.
god!
It was
right
just-
at the beginning. Perfect. It was a really good episode.
Wasn't a
Proton,
filler episode.
not an electron.
I-
I fucked up.
I will say, I gave it a proton just because it wasn't filler and it was really story driven. Like, any point in the story that you want to take, like you're trying to figure out what's happening with Caitlyn, what's happening with Cisco, what's happening, it all had content. It was just
Yeah.
great.
It was a really, really
Beautiful.
good. Really good show. Really good story driven episode. I loved it. Except for all of the, Christmas stuff. That was pretty gay,
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, no,
But it
well,
is
no,
Christmas
wait.
time. No, we
HR,
Yeah, I know.
HR.
HR gave me a whole new. I love it. I might go set up a tree after we get done with this podcast, just because
Wow.
HR it got me back into the holiday spirit. I know. I have to admit.
Wow.
So we got Arrow, episode 9. What we leave behind. Anybody remember what was your first remember of this episode there, Zach? First thing that comes to your mind.
when I saw the title of the What We Left Behind, I honestly thought it was gonna jump into how they got like leading up to where they left to go fight the Dominators with Vigilante, and then we didn't even fucking see
We didn't see
Vigilante.
Well, we saw. I think. Well, since I feel like the DA,
DA.
is the vigilante,
Yeah.
which he is, of course he is. We did see him a little bit. He saw his. He vigilanteed a little bit when he was like, "We need a shoot to kill order on the Prometheus." Yeah. So I mean, we definitely saw vigilante, but we didn't see vigilante.
Yeah.
My
yeah,
first
so
thing I saw was when Evelyn was going to see Prometheus, and she gave him the new pictures with all the new addresses on the back or whatever, right? And Prometheus went to go tack the new pictures on the wall. He already had pictures of Oliver, and he had Lance and Diggle, right? But Lance was X'd out.
Was crossed out. Yep.
Why is Lance X'd out? Did he get rid of
Now,
him?
I took it as one of two ways. He's already out of the picture because he's in rehab and he's not Prometheus like I thought. I'll admit it. Whatever. Or Prometheus, I don't think he's killed him. I think he's contacted him and he's trying to like manipulate him.
What if he killed him?
I don't think he's dead.
Yeah,
don't
what if he
think
did
so.
kill him though?
Well, if he killed
Especially
him, then
with-
he's got a very nasty surprise at the end of this episode waiting to come back and murder his
Right.
ass.
If
That's
that
what I'm saying, yeah.
that Laurel is a real person and not like a figment of imagination or whatever, if that Laurel
Right.
is a real person, yeah, she's got some shit. But then if that happens, then will Lance stop drinking?
If he's alive,
If
Yeah.
he's alive, will he
If he's
immediately
alive.
get out of rehab and be like, "Oh, I'm sober again," and then Laurel's gonna be mad at him for being drunk while she
Just-
was dead, and
Probably, yeah.
all that
Just kind of
shit's
a
gonna
bitch.
happen because we need some sort of drama filler because CW show and all.
Yeah.
So
No.
I have a theory. I want to throw my new theory out to you guys.
ooh, here we go.
All right, this is very, very simple, very, very simple theory. Prometheus, when he's done with Evelyn, he's gonna kill her. He's gonna be one of the people that it's gonna get to Oliver because she's so young, and he used her to get to him, and then he's just gonna kill her. And Oliver wanted to actually do something good with this girl, and Prometheus is just using her and then gonna kill her. And that's
Yeah,
one of
just
the
her
one
only.
of the points that's gonna really get to Oliver. What do you think?
I think
I think so.
Prometheus is gonna try and kill her, and Sportsmaster and her mom,
Huntress?
yeah, and Huntress are gonna come out and be
We've
like,
already seen
"Now
Huntress.
wait a minute."
Wait a minute, we aren't we are your real parents, the people that actually died in those tubes, or whenever your parents you thought you had died. We're your real parents, Evelyn.
Yeah, like
Your real
she's
name
gonna
is
figure that out,
Artemis.
and she's gonna feel bad about betraying Ollie and like try and gain his trust back. It's never gonna happen, like ever in this lifetime or the
Yeah.
next one or the one after that. But
I think she's
try.
gonna die. All right, so she gave everybody she gave the whole Team Arrow presents. Do you think that they're part of a future thing? You think they're like evil bomb spy stuff? What are they?
I think they're what
Or-
got 'em-
Are they actually just stockings presents?
I think it might have been what got him like boned in the end of the episode, like how everyone was just kind of
Caught,
Caught?
kind of.
Well, not
Yeah.
really. There was one person that got
Well,
caught. Diggle got
yeah.
set up.
Yeah.
Diggle got set up, and it was his wife who called him.
But
Might not
I
have
think
been,
that
it
was a
could've just been
recording.
like
Yeah,
it could've
I
just been
think
a
so too.
recording.
Yeah, Diggle got set up. It was oh, what else happened? That's about it. Diggle got set up, and
Mr.
everybody else. Oh, Mr. Terrific and his
Nope,
boyfriend
Mr.
broke
Terrific.
up.
They broke up.
Whatever.
Yep.
Fuck that.
And
Billy's dead.
I don't. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
Billy's dead.
Oliver killed Billy.
I got
So
some-
he's
I
not
got some
Prometheus.
I got some
Yeah.
shit to dump on you guys later about Paul. I had some venting to do about that dickhead. Oh man, I'm so angry with oh man, I can't believe how angry I got with that. I was just like, at first I didn't want to have an opinion, and then I was just like, this dude is a fucking piece of shit. Mr. Terrific doesn't deserve Paul, or Paul does not deserve Mr. Terrific, right? Curtis? Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that dude. Curtis needs to divorce right now. That piece of shit, dude, no. I just gave somebody we work with this damn rant earlier today about how, you know what I mean, people fucking, if somebody can't appreciate you for who you are, and doesn't, and wants you to change who you are for them, that person is not for you. Fuck that person. And if Paul is going to be like, oh, Curtis, no, I can't have you out doing this all night. I'm too worried. Well, he's like a cop, dude. Fuck it, it's his job now, all right? Yeah. He's got a new job. He's a police officer, undercover, whatever. He's a vigilante. It's dangerous. Get over yourself. And he's like, well, you're going to have to choose between me and your job, because at first I thought you were cheating on me, but now that it's not the worst of all circumstances, I want you to stop doing it anyways. And he just needs to fucking break it. Oh, I was so pissed. I was done. I was like, let him leave. Fuck that dude. He's not worth your fucking time.
He's not lying to you when he said he gave somebody at work that lecture. It took
man.
2 hours.
Oh, man.
He was talking for like 2 hours.
We'll get into that later. We'll get into that later.
We'll get into that later. But
I was so upset. I was so upset with that dude. I was just like, no, Curtis, you don't need that dude. Fuck that dude.
Yeah.
Divorce. I was like, all right, sign divorce papers. Go live with your brother. Whatever. Fuck off.
Is nobody gonna touch on how Felicity and Oliver's relationship is going to be now?
Oh, that Oliver killed Felicity's boyfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, see, at the end, Felicity said, she's like, it's not your fault. This was Prometheus. This is not your fault. She blames Prometheus. Yep, she blames Prometheus straight up.
She said when Oliver was like, I think you guys all need to get as far away from me as you possibly can. Was
Diggle.
It who was like,
that was Diggle who came
was
in.
It Diggle? Okay.
Yep, it was Diggle who was like, no, we're as close as we want to be, man. We're here for you. And Felicity was like, no, this was Prometheus. This wasn't you. So what?
I feel like Felicity said that.
Yeah.
I don't think she meant it.
No, man.
Honestly,
Felicity's strong. She couldn't even tell the dude she loved him at the beginning of the episode. She was like, I love and I was like, well, yep, if he dies, it doesn't really matter. She's over him. I bet she's over him. She couldn't even
cry about it for a little while.
She cried about it just a little bit, and then she's just like, well, whatever. It wasn't meant to be because my ex killed him.
And also, she might...
It's kind of fucking fucked up.
She might have a little bit of resentment towards Billy because she told him multiple times, let it go.
Yep.
Don't go looking for him. What does he fucking do? He goes and looks for him and gets an arrow in the heart. 3 of them, to be exact. What are you going to say, John?
I was going to say, enough with the Frozen jokes. With your let it go shit. No.
Never.
With where this episode of The Arrow ended. So, like, a lot of the content for this episode was, I felt like it was filler, but, like, after the last commercial break, it kind of picked up. And especially getting to that last scene where you see Laurel Ash kind of standing in the quiver. Is that what that is?
The quiver, the arrow cave. It's called.
Well, it's not a bat cave. It's a quiver.
It's the quiver.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn gives him that. Harley Quinn. There's like a one shot of where Harley Quinn comes and like helps out the arrow, and she's like, "What do you call it?" And they're like, "The air." And Diana, Laurel, and Oliver are sitting there like, well, it's the Arrow Cave. She's like, an Arrow Cave? That sounds stupid. I mean, bats have a bat cave. That makes sense, but Arrow Cave? Arrows don't go to caves. They go in quivers. Why don't you call it the quiver? And Laurel's like, yeah, that makes sense. And Oliver's just like, no, it's the Arrow Cave. not calling it the quiver. And then like later on, Harley Quinn comes back, asking for the Arrow's help for some reason. She's like, "How's the quiver?" or whatever. It's pretty funny. I'll have to
But
figure out
yeah,
the name of that one shot and give it to you guys, let you guys check it out. But what'd you say?
but with Laurel standing there, like, do you think that? All right, so with all three of these mid-season finales, we've seen people that were not supposed to be alive.
Yeah.
Is that just Savitar's doing? Is that like what the hell is going on here?
I don't know, man.
What are the writers doing?
I don't know
I don't know,
either.
man, because like I watched the trailer for the next episode of this Arrow, right? And Diggle's in jail. Oliver's sitting there talking to him through the phone glass thing, and they're talking about Laurel and how they're gradually easing her into the new team, Prometheus, and all that stuff. So she's got to be real.
But is
So
it
How?
Laurel from this Earth?
I don't know.
Like what?
That's what I don't
She
know.
calls him Ollie, so she
Yeah.
knows. Like how?
But like as we know from last season of Flash, they were bringing in people from other Earths, and what was it? Jay, not Jay, but it was Zoom was saying, telling them exactly what they need to know to manipulate them so they could get in and manipulate. So this could be another instance of that where somebody came from took her from a different Earth, learned her real quick what all this stuff was, and then she's in there undercover doing some manipulation and shit. Because obviously Diana Laurel Lance is Oliver's one and only true love, so she's immediately Oliver's immediately gonna dump the reporter chick and go right back to Laurel because he's always gonna be in love with her.
Yeah. So I just got a good theory, I think, on how Laura Lance might be back. So I'm gonna jump ahead to DC Legends. I won't touch on too many points, but we
You're
have
always jumping
Damien
ahead.
Dark, Malcolm Merlin, and Eobard Thawne all working together looking for that amulet, right?
Mhm.
Well, at the end of DC Legends, they got that amulet. So what if that changes the future? Because they're back in time. This was in 1920. I don't know which point in history of Damien Dark this is, but what if them getting
They're
that amulet, finding
Jumping
that's
through
changed
history.
I know, but what if that getting that little amulet changed Damien Dark's future to where he didn't kill Laurel? Because now they're looking for that spear or whatever it was that they used to crucify Jesus. I don't fucking
Yeah,
know.
the Spear of
But
Destiny.
what
See,
if
But we can get
what
into
if
that later.
instead
but
of destroying Star City, he's on to bigger and better now because he's
We
more
don't know.
powerful?
if
That's
that was the case, Zach, Oliver would have never forgotten about Laurel. Because if you'll remember in Flashpoint, nobody else except for Barry was affected
That's a
by
good
like
point.
memory loss and shit. So Oliver would have never been like, "Oh shit, you're supposed to be dead. What the fuck's going on?"
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That is true.
Okay.
So,
So you put his theory to shame.
Debunked. All right, yeah, just put down. God damn it, I thought that was a good one too. Just,
that's why you say the crazy theories from me, Zach.
I was vibing, John.
It's okay.
I was
it's okay.
vibing.
So Prometheus, all right. I want to get back onto Prometheus and get away from DC Legends for right now.
That's fine.
This game that he's playing with Oliver is really intense, man. He's like perfect with it. Where he first
He had the
gave Mr.
body
Terrific
everything.
he gave Mr. Terrific that injection, right? And then he sent Felicity's boyfriend Billy, right? Billy. He sent
Mhm.
Billy to the picture that he sent to Felicity that
Yep.
who showed who Prometheus most likely is, or who they think Prometheus is at this point in time.
Or
And
who
then,
Prometheus wants him to think he is.
Yeah, who Prometheus wants them to think he is. That's what we have found out. We don't know because we haven't demasked Prometheus yet, so we really don't know who he is. All right. But that game that he's playing, man, he was giving Oliver those flashbacks where he's walking through and all of the people that he killed, there's
In the right
another
exact
dead
spot.
body in that exact same spot with an arrow in him, and then he makes
The
it all the
exact
way up
amount
to
of
the
arrows, too.
yep, He makes it all the way up to the top where the dude's supposed dad was shot by him, and they do that whole fight to where, you know, eventually Billy is framed, or where Billy is shown to be Prometheus, and then Arrow jumps the gun and puts a few arrows into him. Some crazy shit.
Yeah, pretty hardcore episode in general.
Yeah, that was just that game that but he's so on point with it, man. He's just so good at what he does. Like Prometheus, whoever they were trained by, some Russian chick. Who was it again? I don't know if you guys caught it, but it was some Russian chick.
I can't remember.
Trained
Yeah,
him.
they talked about it.
Whoever that was that trained him, man, they were damn good at training him. He did that move over the table where, he was able to know who exactly trained him and shit.
Yep.
Now, with that being said, and thinking about this season as a whole, with all the flashbacks we're getting from Bratva and stuff, I'm wondering, because right now Prometheus is trying to get Oliver to think that it's somebody from his past, somebody's son from his past that he had killed. But I don't think that I don't want to believe that, because it seems like a kind of a cop-out.
Yep, it's too easy to believe.
If it's somebody, I'm wondering if it's somebody connected to Constantine Kovar or somebody to Bratva or something like that.
It could be. And also, speaking of the Bratva, before you jump into that, I want to point out, when he was over at the lady's house to get a drink, she specifically pulled up that bottle of vodka, the same bottle of vodka that they used in the Bratva, and poured him a cup of vodka of that high-end Russian vodka that they were pouring in the Bratva bar. She poured him a drink of that shit. All right, go back into it. Just to add a little bit more fuel to your fire there, John.
Right. It's what if Prometheus is somebody connected to Kovar or somebody in Bratva that had been trained and is trying to get back at Oliver now.
Literally, this episode,
what he did to get kicked out of Bratva.
Literally, this episode made me think that 100% that this is not the dude that they think it is. I think this has to do with Bratva. Prometheus has to do with something with Bratva for sure.
And you're absolutely correct when you say it's 100% this episode, because when he's talking about the poison and Oliver talks to Diglett, says, you warned me about this and I didn't listen to you about what my past actions will have, what effects they will have on my future.
Yep.
But he's not thinking far enough back yet.
Yep. Not far enough back at all.
Yeah. There's your crazy theories, Zach.
I love it.
Well, see, there's no way that the kid of this guy he killed is Prometheus, because Prometheus wouldn't have let them find that out. Prometheus has been so on point with setting all this up and getting them to believe what he wants them to believe. There's no way in hell he just let this little bit of information slip out. He wants them to think that's who he is, so they're not looking for who he really is.
That's what I was trying to get to with my point about how on point Prometheus has been about this game that he's playing with Oliver. There's no way. All right, man. Well, if you guys are, I'm done with Arrow. Are you guys done with Arrow?
I am.
Speedy suited up again. That's a point we missed.
Yes. Oh my
know,
God, I
Zach,
can't believe I missed that.
Like, Zach, you're doing pretty good today.
Zach,
I'm surprised.
Zach, you are hired.
Not even surprised.
You were hired.
Yeah.
Woo,
You got
I'm
the
not
job.
fired for once. Yeah, but she was seen in that outfit again. She's raring to go. So
I loved it, and she was totally ready to go.
We didn't see much
yes.
of her, but we saw her suited up.
And the fact that she was like, what was it? Wild Dog was like, I think in another life I may have dated her. And she's like, no, you didn't. All right, Proton. Sorry.
Yep.
I loved it. This was a great episode, man. I want to know what they're gonna do with
again.
Laurel. I want to know what they're gonna do with Laurel. I want to know what I'm left wanting more. But it was such a good episode. I loved it. Like once again, man, this mid-season finale is gonna be a tough one for the season finale to beat. Man, this was a damn good episode.
Tom.
What?
I gave this episode
A
an
neutron.
electron.
Oh, what you stupid! I hate you. Sorry, what?
Why?
I
Why?
did
Give me a reason.
because
Just because
Can
it made
you-
you feel things?
no, because I want you to count on one hand. Or I want you to count how many times Sarah and Laura have died alone.
It's DC Comics, man. They're gonna keep bringing people back.
Like, but like, and the way they did it, like, all season for what, a season and a half, she's dead now, and then just at the end of a mid-season finale, and this is honestly the first time I've been caught up enough on Arrow to be caught up and like anticipating what's going to happen instead of just binging it on Netflix. So now that I have to wait 6 weeks to see where the hell this is going, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why
Wow.
didn't you just tell me?
Because it was a
Right.
good episode, you gave it a bad rating?
No, because they made me wait. I am an impatient person, and I like quick things. That's why The
I-
Flash is my favorite.
I can't believe.
Yeah, but
I
you
can't
gotta-
believe
I
you
want you to
gave this
watch
a
it
bad
next time,
rating.
too,
I
so-
can't believe you gave this a bad rating because it's a good episode. All right, Zach,
yeah,
what do
I
you got
kinda
for it?
understand.
What do you got
I
for
gave
it,
it a
Zach?
proton.
yeah.
We learn more about Prometheus, even if it's not exactly his identity. We learn more about his fighting style, how he's fucking with Oliver. This is a good story-driven episode. As long as there's a good content to, get me further down the story and explain a few things, I'm happy with it. So,
Yeah. John,
Whatever, guys.
your opinion is wrong.
No, it's just you can't do that to
That's
me
all
though.
right.
Like
Everybody's
it's not.
entitled to their own wrong opinion. It's okay.
You know what?
I
I
love
was
you,
right.
John.
Know how I know? I said it.
All right, man. So we move ourselves on to DC Legends, even though Zach likes to jump ahead and talk about things that already happened. We got episode
for-
8 of DC
I was
Legends
vibing.
Chicago Way.
I was vibing, man.
You were vibing? Vibing real
Yeah.
hard. I like this, though.
I
We're in
was. I had to rule it all.
1927 with Al Capone. And
Yep,
I love Al
Capone.
Capone, man. I was obsessed with him in high
Sleeping-
school, so I did a lot of
sleeping with the
projects
fish.
on him and shit. It was pretty sweet, man. Ooh,
Zach,
what did you guys
we
think?
should get you a pair of cement shoes. That's what I think.
Some
Cement
cinder blocks.
shoes?
What was it? Cinder block
Oh.
galoshes.
Yeah, go swimming with the fish.
So Malcolm Merlin's back, guys.
Yeah, he's in DC.
I mean, Malcolm
they're
Merlin's
get-
back.
They're getting the Legion of Doom together. I'm telling you.
I want to
Zach-
spoil a little something
No,
for you, Zach.
Not yet.
All right, fine,
Not
fine,
yet.
fine. Go ahead, John. John, what do you got? If you don't want me to spoil
All
this
right.
for Zach yet, you better bring up something to take me off
All
this
right.
Zach spoiler train here.
I'm gonna bring up how. Why do I always forget? Stein is a piece of shit.
Why?
Yeah, he's.
I've never liked like the way he talks to Jackson, the way he acts, and like how Sarah looked up to him. She even admitted that this episode. She's like, I had a great teacher. You taught me that you can't fuck with time no matter how bad you want to. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, I got a daughter.
Yeah, fuck
Deal
time.
with it. Like I fuck time every day.
He didn't
It's like it's my
really
job.
mean to, though. He was
But
just
he
like,
did, and
he's
after
like-
he did it, he didn't care.
Yeah.
well, okay,
he's
so
like,
at
"You're not
first,
changing this.
listen to me. At first,
She's
he
here to
fucked up.
stay.
He fucked it up right away at the beginning, right? Because, himself was not seeing his wife as much, and he was losing memory of his wife. And then the next time he saw himself, he was like, you know what? You need to pay more attention to her. She loves you, and your work will always be there. And now that he did that this time, like, he fucked with time twice, right? He just tried to fix it a little better so he didn't lose his wife, and now he has a daughter. You can't blame a guy for that.
Well, I mean, I can't
He is
necessarily
kinda being
blame
a-
him for it, but
He's being kind of a condescending douche about it.
He is. I agree. He
But
is.
that's also his character, though, too.
Mm-hmm. John?
I just, like I'm saying, I just don't like Stein as a character.
He's a dick.
He's
All right.
a dick.
He is. I mean,
He's a dick.
He's a
Like
he's a
he,
dick.
Okay, how about this thought then? What would you be okay with them, like, Stein is old, okay? He's gonna have to die eventually. Now, what would you say to his molecular structure or whatever is similar, or his daughter's is similar to his. What do you say the other half of Firestorm being his daughter eventually?
I think Jax would love to get in that, but
She be getting in him.
Yeah, she'd be getting in him.
She be pegging him.
ooh, that's
Yep.
some Jax getting pegged.
That went
By
dark.
Lily, too.
Zach, I'm sorry, man. We
Why is
can't
it
go there
every
right now.
episode-
Every episode, I gotta at least once push it to the dirty places.
All right, so let me take us back out of the dirty places here real quick. Now we got Leonard Snart and flashbacks for Mick. What the hell is going on, man? Are we getting flashbacks? We're getting flashbacks in Flash. We're getting flashbacks in Arrow, and now we have fucking flashbacks in DC Legends. Why are you screwing with my goddamn mind brain?
Because
still think
fuck
he's
the time
coming back.
mind brain. Okay, I get you. Get out. Stop it. No, I think I can't even remember what I was gonna fucking say. You fucked my mind brain. I'm just
All right, so Leonard Snark, why are we getting all
Okay.
this?
because in my universe that means fuck the timeline.
All right.
I think he's coming back.
I
Yeah,
don't think
I don't think
I
so.
think maybe Nick has like one or two
Mick.
of them were actually him, and then he actually began to imagine it like he was going crazy. But I'm assuming, since I mentioned the Legion of Doom, one of the previews has to do with the Legion of Doom. So Captain Cold has got to make a return if they're doing the Legion of Doom.
Captain Cold's dead, man. They're not gonna bring him back. He's gonna be brought back in flashbacks, and that's it.
Yeah.
They won't bring him back.
You know who else was dead? Laurel.
you got you. He fucking got you.
All right.
So,
all
I
right.
mean-
Touche.
So
Oh shit! I
here's my
promised a
thought on
shot.
it.
Oh my god! Hold on. Or keep going. I'm gonna pour myself a shot. I promised to take a shot.
Okay.
And Arrow, and
So
we're in
if-
DC Legends.
If
Damn
they
it.
can justify some way of Stark coming back or Snark coming back, does that mean that he didn't destroy the Time Masters?
You want to know my theory on it, Zach?
I want to know
Let's
your
hear this.
theory on it, John.
Crazy fucking theory. We're gonna tie all of the shows in here together. Well, actually,
Hear
DC
what's
and
your vibe.
Flash. So I am vibing on Snart being Savitar.
What? You're
Hey,
dumb.
you don't see it, do you? You
No.
don't see it, do you? You want it? You want to see it?
How?
So he blew himself up in the time well, right? The place where time isn't affected by, or people aren't affected by time, or like the repercussions of affecting the timeline. So he blew himself up, but we never got a body. And in the DC universe, if you don't get a body, you're not dead.
It got blown up
It
We
got
had
blown up.
into
But, like,
smithereens.
Sarah's.
Not
we
in
had
this- not
Sarah's dead
necessar-
body. We had Sarah's rotting corpse.
Not
Yes.
necessarily into smithereens.
We don't
though.
have smithereens of
But
Snart.
if the time well being the entity that it was, where it can see all points of time and like it, you can just change whatever you want. If he got blown up with that entity, what if he could, or what if it like sent his body to where that Philosopher's Stone was, or like kind of trapped his essence in the Philosopher's Stone, and the first person to find it, like, hey, this is Savitar now. You're gonna get some speed. You're gonna get some, and then as soon as they release Savitar,
Wouldn't
that's when Savitar
Savitar
starts
get cold
reappearing.
powers?
Who's to say he
Yeah,
doesn't
you
have them?
think.
Ah, your theory has got holes. Fill in your holes.
Yeah.
Come back to me later.
We'll
See,
touch
hang
on
on,
it
All
when we
right.
come back from the 6-week break. Well, our podcast won't have a 6-week break.
Yeah, we
but-
ain't gonna have a 6-week break. We're gonna keep casting the pods until we come back from our 6-week break. We're gonna
Well,
pause.
what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to pull up the point in this week's Flash episode where we saw Savitar's back, because we saw a man holding the Philosopher's Stone and it zoomed down on him, and he actually turned around and looked at the camera before turning into what the big mecha armor or suit, whatever the fuck you want to
Okay.
call it, that we know as Savitar. So I'm trying to find that right now and see if it even remotely resembles Stark at all.
Snart.
So keep talking, I'm
Snart.
still here.
It's
Snart,
Snart.
sorry, I keep calling him
SNART or whatever.
He's
Snart.
fucking he's Iron Man now, I guess. Fucking
Oh,
No, that's
my
Marvel.
God.
Get out.
Go
You're
away.
fi- You were doing so well.
You
this
were doing
episode,
so
Zach.
good
Come
until you
on.
brought up
Why'd you call
Marvel.
him
What are you
Stark?
doing to me here? And you called him Stark.
yeah.
Ah, What a piece of crap. Anyways, Bonnie and Clyde was one of my favorite lines of this whole episode. He was just like, "That's Bonnie, I'm Clyde." I was just like, "You're amazing, Mick." One of my favorite
Really?
characters.
He really is though. Before he even got to that part, like when he was like, you know what, you guys are doing this all right. You can't do it as a Boy Scout, and you can't do it as no historian. You gotta do it like a criminal. Like
Yep.
he just understands. Like if you want to get shit done, you talk to me.
Yep. Vixen's liking the criminal too. She's like,
yeah.
"Oh, show me how to be a criminal."
She gave him a kiss on the cheek.
I know.
She gave him a bottle of alcohol
Well, first
stolen from Al Capone.
First, we got to talk about that hug. All right, the first part
Oh,
where
yeah.
she hugged him and he was just like, I don't know feelings. I don't like them.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm hungry. And then he walked away, right? And
Yep.
then, later on, she's just like, I understand being a criminal is kind of fun. And she's like, "What's that?" And he goes, "I got it for you. And I lifted it from Capone." She's like, "You stole this?" And then she's like, "Yeah," and then kissed him. I was like,
She's trying to impress him.
I'm liking it, dude. She's done. She's done with time, or what's his name? I forgot his name already because I'm done with him.
Rex.
We can move on.
something?
Rex. Yeah, Rex
Rex
Tyler.
Tyler.
Sorry. Yeah, she's done with him. And moving on.
No, wait a
Bigger
minute.
and better things.
Thawne in this episode realized who she was. He goes, "Hey, you're here because that fucking sniveling brat I killed back
Yep.
in whenever," and then he
Yep.
disappeared real quick.
Well,
Did he
He
stop
had, his
himself?
watch went off.
Did he stop himself from killing Rex Tyler though?
no.
When he disappeared, he's like, maybe that will stop her from coming here.
No.
That prevents
Nope.
him from getting the amulet if he did that.
Yeah. Nope. Not at all.
Because he killed Rex to get the initial amulet without the centerpiece that they got this episode.
Okay, now, with that being said, then when he fucking what did he do? I
What?
lost my. Why does this keep happening to me?
Were you
Because
gonna
you're
talk
dumb.
about them finishing. They finished the compass.
No, his watch.
His watch? Yeah,
No,
his
yeah.
watch went off.
Yeah.
It was time to leave.
He
Let's
kinda-
go.
Yeah, he looked at it and he's like, wait a minute, something's going. Like, what does that symbolize? Like, why does
I
he
think
have
it
a
was
watch
just-
to
I
tell
think-
him
I
what's going
think-
on?
I
There's
think at
probably
that
certain
point in
events
time,
Dawn
that's
has to be
when
present
that's
for.
when Sarah traded the amulet with Malcolm.
Yeah.
And that's
I can
when
see it being something
he
like
traded Sarah traded the amulet with Malcolm. They had what they needed. It's time to leave. Get off the ship and get out of that out of that timeline, because that's exactly what he wanted to do when they were standing around looking at the amulet. He's like, "Why are we still here? We need to get out of this timeline. Fuck this place." And he was ready to go. So
Now,
he was ready to go when he had the thing. What?
I there's just so much going on. So Zach brought up earlier that what if her fucking Sarah trading the amulet to Malcolm Merlin stopped him from killing, or like he saved
He didn't go
Laurel
to Star City.
somehow.
That's like a big stretch, I feel.
Because
It is a big
here's
stretch,
the
but
thing,
like
though.
that's it's
Sarah gave it to him as well. So Sarah just
In
crucified
exchange-
Dr. Stein for.
Exchange for Stein.
I can see that. What is the fucking?
She
Like,
gave him the
theater term
amulet
for
in
that.
exchange for Stein. And then they're gonna go get the amulet back. They get the spoiler alert, they get the amulet back in the next episode, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's what the next trailer's about.
Yeah. Interesting
but
to see that.
that's what I'm saying. Like she
But-
had a knife to Merlin's throat, though. Like she could have killed him. She could have said, "Hey, I won't kill you if you stop my sister from dying."
She doesn't want to
Something like
change
that.
the timeline. She's done. She's over it not trying to get her sister back already.
Yeah, but what if she indirectly did it though? You know, like that would be like poetic justice almost.
Yeah.
Like she gave him the amulet, which altered time because Stein even said, "Oh, you gave him that. What kind of effects is that going to have
Yep.
on the timeline?" So.
They'd have a lot of explaining to do for that
Oh yeah.
strings to touch. All right, so
DC Legends convolutes fucking everything. Fucking
yeah,
time
well,
travel
it's like
and shit
time
just-
traveling and mind fucking all over the place. So, like, if you
All
really
over
want to
the
get
place.
into theory about it, it's really hard. But
So speaking of theory,
what?
sorry to cut you off. Back on John thinking that Captain Cold is Savitar.
Oh, that is the
Savitar,
stupidest theory. Sorry.
the human that we see holding the Philosopher's Stone that turned into Savitar doesn't have the same haircut. It's way longer. It's not even quite the same color either. So
I thought he
I
looked
don't think
more
that's
like the.
quite.
I thought that for the quick glimpse that I got at that Savitar, I was kind of thinking that he kind of looked like the comic book version of of Savitar, and I was wondering, are we gonna get the comic book version of Savitar before he turned into Metal Mouth or whatever he is? You know. I don't know.
Metal Mouth.
I don't know what he is.
don't know.
He's what is he? Megatron, Metal Mouth, fucking Savitar.
Mecha.
Mecha
Something
Mecha
weird.
Savatartron something. I don't know. Um, I don't know, man. But I want to bring up. I have a problem. I have a problem with what
I have a
happened
solution.
in this episode, and I
Let's
want to
hear
know
it.
why the hell they did not keep shooting Thawne with the stupid gun that he was like, oh, I'm down for 30
Right.
seconds, I'm back up.
They
Why
hit
don't
him-
you just
they hit him
bop, bop,
once.
bop, 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 bop? You know
Hold
what I
on.
mean? Did it need
I
to
told you I have a
charge?
solution.
What? Okay, what's your solution?
Because or not Wally. Wow, just all black people look alike to me, I guess.
Wow.
Jackson shot him once,
Yes.
and he didn't know that it was like a temporary thing,
Mhm.
and he knocked it out of his hands right after that,
Mhm.
right?
And then it
Well,
went to a
after
different
that-
set of people.
It went to a different set of people. They didn't know that it was temporary, and he didn't tell them that time.
That's true.
Yeah,
So
I
they shot him
understood
once,
that.
and then they started like beating him because they thought it was working, and then he just kind of booked it out of there because they didn't know that he still had his speed.
I just
at
feel
that
like
point.
Vixen is a little smarter than that. But
Clearly
I guess
she's not.
I gave her the benefit of the doubt. Whatever. I don't know. So, do you think okay, so Stein's daughter. Sorry, I'm jumping around here, but I'm got a sporadic mind like you gentlemen. Stein's daughter, Lily, is her name, right? And
Yes.
do you think now are they gonna keep her alive? Going back to my theory with her turning into the other half of Firestorm, do you think they're gonna keep her alive and maybe do something like that, or do you think Sarah will eventually go back and actually change the timeline? And she's just, being nice to Stein to kind of help his mind at ease, but eventually they're gonna go back and change it. Do you think they're gonna keep her alive? Do you think they're gonna reset it? What's your thoughts?
Sarah definitely seems like she's gonna want to try and reset it because she wasn't too happy about it when she found out. She
But-
seemed pretty pissed.
But at the end, she was okay with it and was like, "What's your, tell me more about her. I really like her. I wanna, this is actually a good
True.
thing." So, what do you think what's gonna happen?
I don't know. I time will tell, I guess. And
Huh.
she seems like an alright character. I would like to see her stay around, but
Yeah,
I
she's
could see
smart,
her-
really cool. I
Mhm.
really feel like that would be a really cool replacement. We could like not even a replacement for Stein, but like just a way to enhance and change the story a little bit and make the Arrowverse, its own thing. Give the Arrowverse a little bit of flair, if you will, another set of changes. Maybe if they kill off Iris and they give Barry somebody completely different, and maybe they, make Firestorm half a girl. You know what I mean? That would be
Yeah.
pretty cool. They
You know,
already made Firestorm They already made Firestorm, the other half of Firestorm, a black guy. So why not make the other? Why not, take Stein away, but keep Stein since she's still a Professor Stein. You know what I mean? Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, and it could happen. Like I was actually just about to point out, the other half of Firestorm isn't Ronnie, so who says the other
Yeah.
half necessarily has to be Martin Stein? Like,
Exactly. Now the Spear of Destiny. Did you guys have things to say about the Spear of Destiny? Like, did you look into it at all, other than the fact that Jesus got stabbed with it or whatever?
Nope, I literally
from
just went, what the fuck, and
yeah, I'll say like had just watched this episode before we started this, so I didn't get time to research it. But from what I heard, it can alter reality.
All right. So, do you guys remember the Constantine movie from a long time ago with Keanu Reeves in it?
No.
I never actually watched it.
Go
All
ahead and
right.
spoil it
So, that movie had a lot to do with the Spear of Destiny.
Hmm.
And the Spear of Destiny was found. It gives people power, like they can't die. There's one scene in the Constantine movie where this Mexican or something Spanish guy, he finds the Spear of Destiny while he's digging in this old church, right? And it's wrapped around a Nazi flag, and he pulls it out, and he immediately gets like mind controlled and is drawn to this place, right? And as he's walking across the street, a car slams into this dude, dislocates all of his body. The car gets completely destroyed, right? And then this dude literally leans back up and starts walking to his destination after this car is completely destroyed, slamming into this dude. And then he jumps this fence and continues on, right? And he goes through, like, there's like a scene where this dude that's holding the Spear of Destiny, and he's walking through this herd of cows, and all of these cows are just dropping dead around him, right? As he's walking past, this herd of cows is dropping dead, right? And he keeps going and blah blah blah. But that's like the beginning of this Constantine movie. You guys should definitely check it out. We're gonna do Constantine next, so it would be real. You might want to also throw in that Constantine movie. It's on Netflix, I believe, still. If not, I got the DVD. I'll let you guys borrow it. But since we're going to be doing Constantine next, that would be another thing to touch on, because the Constantine
sure.
movie, rather, it's not a Arrowverse thing. The Constantine movie isn't. It is still a DC Comics property, and since we're touching on our Constantine in our next couple of episodes, and we're going to cover the Constantine season 1 and the only season of Constantine that the Arrowverse has put out, it might be a good idea to check out the Constantine movie that Mr. Neo was in. So sorry that I went on that Spear of Destiny rant, but
No,
what,
I'm
That's
actually
okay.
glad
What?
you did.
okay.
Yeah, because I'm reading on the Spear of Destiny now too.
So, Zach, speaking of you reading on it right now, are you on the wiki for it?
Yeah, did you read about Superman using it to take over the world?
No, just look at that picture right to the right.
The one where the Nazi has it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And the two people that are there, who are they?
One's Jay Garrick. I don't know who the other guy is.
Well, I'll read it to you. You should know who it is. It
I
says,
read
well,
it.
nice knowing you, Flash. Same here, Lantern.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, Green Lantern.
Spear of Destiny, Green Lantern. It's gonna fucking happen, I swear to God.
Yeah, that would be really
Hmm.
sweet, man. I can't wait. I hope that we do get a
I
Green
did-
Lantern, something or other.
Time.
John Diggle,
so glad
John
you brought
Diggle
this
gets
up.
to turn into John Stewart. We turn John Diggle into John Stewart somehow, guys. If you're listening, CW, WB, Warner Brothers, if you're listening, we turn John Diggle into John Stewart somehow. I'm pretty sure you got some good writers to do that. And then,
Well, he is in prison again. He
you
could
know
go
what
with
I
the name
mean?
change.
We gotta let's get ourselves a lantern. Let's get ourselves an awesome John Stewart origin in there.
Now, we don't even know his, like, mother's maiden name and stuff, or, like, his, like
We don't
anything
know
like
anything
that.
about Diggle. Anything except for his brother. We don't know nothing other than his brother, okay? So
That's what I'm saying,
Diggle
like, ugh.
Diggle is a character that is completely usable and able to turn into John Stewart somehow.
Please. Oh, that'd be so nice. And that, imagine a season finale with, like, a Justice League of just, like, the show actors.
Right?
instead
Oh,
of
it'd be
Justice League
so
movie.
awesome. So
That'd be pretty
awesome.
sweet.
All right, so let's bring this episode to a little conclusion. I want to bring up a couple more points.
Oh, we didn't
what do
rate the DC.
what?
We didn't rate DC Legends.
I'm not
Still going
ready
on
to
it.
do it yet. I want
Oh,
to rate
sorry.
I want to wrap some stuff up and talk about the last few bits here, and Rip Hunter in 1967 directing a movie about Rip Hunter.
Rip Hunter?
Deal.
So Rip
Conceited
Hunter,
much?
yeah, right, conceited much, right? What's the director's name? His obviously not Rip Hunter,
I didn't
because
catch
that's
it.
his. No, I know, but what are your thoughts? What do you think he's calling himself? Well, because obviously I don't think it's going to be Rip Hunter because he can't
Yeah.
actually write a real movie about himself in the 60s, you know what I mean? So people will be
True.
like, "What the hell? Are you really that conceited, right?" Or is he that conceited? And he kept his name Rip Hunter and he makes a movie and he calls his main character Rip Hunter.
Do you think he's
Right.
like under some kind of like amnesia or something though? Because I mean, he
No.
seemed different.
No,
Well,
I think he's just left there and he just like Hawk Girl and Ray Palmer. They were left there for however many years. They acted like they were married because they didn't think they were going to be picked up. He never had no crazy time apparition that happened in 1967, so they weren't able to even figure out that he was there. You know what I mean? So, you know,
True.
they don't know that he's there. He doesn't know how long he's going to stay, and might as well make the best of it and do something with your life. He became a director.
he might have
Hmm.
actually used his real name too, since there aren't any like time masters to worry
Yep.
about going back in time and killing him now. So
Yep.
True.
So like, I don't know what we're not going to find out until the next episode, and then well, I'll get into the three trailers that I watched. I'll tell you guys all about the stuff that I had. But what do you guys want to rate this bitch or what?
Um, I'll give it a
I
proton too. It was overall pretty good, story driven. We saw a lot of Eobard, Damien Dark, and now Malcolm Merlin. Like I've been saying for a while, I thought DC Legends was leading up into the League of Doom, which I've
Legion.
been saying since
Legion.
Sorry, I don't know why I said League. League of Assassins, the Assassins of Doom.
God,
Uh,
Zach, you hurt me so bad.
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
sorry.
You make me
But I've been-
facepalm, Zach.
Like,
Good, someone's got to. But anyways, yeah, I've been saying that for a while. It's what it's leading up to, and we saw a good chunk of it this episode, which made me happy. I'm curious to see what comes with that spear. It just again another cliffhanger to a good way for the mid-season finale.
Yeah,
So
good
yeah,
for the
proton.
mid-season finale. John.
I ended up giving this one a neutron because it did have a lot of storyline and good content with it, but I feel like it could have elaborated on some things, like when they traded that amulet between Sarah and Malcolm Merlin, and they could have had. Hell, I would have been more pleased even with more Al Capone in the episode. Just
I liked the amount of Al
Because I-
Capone we got for sure. I was really happy
Yeah.
with Al Capone. Another
I
thing
mean-
we didn't actually touch on is the fact that when they put the amulet together and they were talking about, what it was going to do and where it was going to take them. What did you guys think of that?
that's just a story for it. I mean,
Yeah.
they're trying to find the spear now. They have
Yeah.
the compass to do it, but do they know
What they're gonna do with it, I'm very curious to find out.
All
We'll
right.
find out too.
What?
I might remember what I was gonna say.
Pro-
but I did
or
forget
you
the thought.
neutroned it.
Yeah, I gave it a neutron.
Sorry,
you
I
did
cut
this
you
to
off.
me.
Zach, you make me dumb. Well,
Make
I'm
me
gonna
dumb.
give I give
Okay.
this episode a proton because I really like Al Capone. I like the fact that they brought in Malcolm Merlin and all that stuff that Zach brought up and stuff, and then the Spear of Destiny, which really tied this into a movie that I watched as a child, the Constantine movie, and I feel like they might be able to bring Constantine in again, which might make me really happy because Constantine was one of my favorite DC characters. I think he's really really sweet. He's one of the magic users, and that also brings up Justice League Dark is going to be coming out soon with Constantine in it, and they also name dropped Zatanna in the trailer for that, which is pretty sweet. So I'm kind of hoping that we might be able to get maybe a Zatanna and some Justice League and just any of this stuff in our TV shows rather than the movies because we're just getting so much more content with these TV shows and I'm loving it. So I proton the
I
shit
did
out of this,
remember-
man. What?
I remember two things actually. So with Constantine, depending on where they go with this Spear of Destiny, the Bong of Destiny. No, depending on where they go with this spear, They might be able to greenlight Constantine for another season,
Yeah.
depending on how well it does. And another reason I gave this a neutron is because I was surprised that Jax didn't have any Star Wars references for this episode, because Star Wars is coming out in like what, a week? Come on,
Yep.
Tom. You know
Yep.
the exact days.
Yep. 15th.
Like
I love it.
there was no references to Star Wars. Come on.
Yeah.
Nothing.
We fucking
Yep.
set you up.
I don't know, man. They didn't need to. They didn't need any Star Wars references, man. They were in. Star Wars wasn't out in the 1920s yet. They had Al Capone, so there was no need for some Star Wars references. All right, I want to get into these clips. I want to spoil some shit for you guys since you haven't seen it yet.
Can't spoil the Flash for me. I already saw that.
Yeah, you saw that. You saw Butthurt Barry Allen because Kid Flash was getting all of the whatever, right? They also dropped
He saved
Jared.
his life.
Yeah, they also dropped Jared Mileto's name again. So, we're gonna
Where do I
get.
see previews on the CW app?
I'll tell you
They're
later.
the ones that say spoilers and stuff.
Yeah, we'll tell you in a little bit. Let me go through this. And the Star Lab Museum. They're finally gonna open up the Star Lab Museum. And yep, they're getting ready for it, and they're all dressed up and stuff. It's just a 1-minute clip. You can see it on the app. I'll show you where it is later. And then I looked at Arrows, and we got, like I was saying before earlier on in the show, Diggle's in jail, and Oliver's talking to him through the little phone thing. And they're talking about Laurel being back, and getting her into it and gradually easing her in. And then he was like, well, and Oliver suggested that they break him out again. And he was like, no, I want to fight this legally because he did something wrong and we're going to get him caught in it. And Oliver was like, well, I have just the lawyer for you. And I want to know who that lawyer is, but I also don't want to spoil myself, so I'm ready to wait. And then we get into DC Legends. I have 3 points on three little points on each one of these, obviously, but we get into DC Legends and it's Sarah sitting there and she's just real sad, and Jax is talking to her, and she's disappointed that they obviously couldn't get Rip Hunter back. They mentioned that they left a man behind and it was Rip Hunter, but they got the medallion. They got both of the pieces of medallion and part of the Spear of Destiny. And, they should take that as a thing. But, they get the spear and the medallion back. And then Jax was like, the Legion has nothing on this, And
There you go, Zach.
Yep, he name dropped the Legion. He didn't say the Legion of Doom, though. He just called them the
Just said
Legion.
the Legion.
Yep. So
Good.
Yep, we're getting
Zach's all happy
there.
now.
We're getting there. Are you happy now?
I've been
Yep.
saying this forever.
You should've
I
seen
know,
the
dude, and
smile on his face when you said
I
that.
also can't wait, dude, because are we gonna get the Legion of Doom? Like, is it gonna be in the swamp with the Darth Vader mask thing that raises out of the swamp?
Yeah.
Or
Oh, that'd be so cool.
in live action too? This is the first time. That would be so sweet, dude.
Yeah.
Well,
I can't remember. Does the Legion of Doom have Bizarro Superman?
Bizarro
Yeah.
Superman. Yep, absolutely.
So about that.
This is just the beginning.
This is just the beginning. Yep, for sure. We're probably not even gonna get Captain Cold in it.
Not yet, but he'll be there eventually.
He'll be there eventually.
Dude,
Yeah, but we get Lex in there. Fuck, we get Black Manta in there too. I think.
Oh,
Fucking, there's a lot of
dude.
people in there.
Black Manta.
So-
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that would be so sweet. I'm not gonna
Fuck,
lie.
We see a lot of Batman villains in there too, like the fucking Joker's
Can
not in
some-
it, is he? Riddler
can
is,
somebody-
though, isn't he?
What? John.
Can somebody contact the CW and tell them to contact C
Us.
and be like, hey, stop casting new people for your movies. Just get the people from the shows to do it.
There was a big thing about that a couple years ago when they were trying to, cast the Flash. And a bunch of people were like, get Grant Gustin to do it. Grant Gustin can do it. He's doing a fucking phenomenal job as the Flash in the Arrow, or in the Flash, right? Get Grant Gustin to do it. And then they were like, no, we don't want to mix the TV shows and the cinematic universe. And
Yep.
Why not?
immediately they
Like,
fucked themselves. They
fuck.
immediately fucked themselves there, because the obviously the TV shows are doing so much better than the movies. So why wouldn't you want to do that? But no, they're gonna keep using the same Superman director and all of the same old stuff, and they're gonna keep putting out the same old shit content. No offense, I actually do kind of like the movies, whatever, but DC fanboy.
Don't get me wrong. It's not that the movies are bad. The shows are a million times better. That's
Yes.
all I'm saying.
Yes.
Yes.
The Suicide Squad and the Arrow was better than the Suicide Squad movie. Like, even Katana, like in Arrow, we saw Katana
Arrow?
in
Oh,
Arrow, and she
beautiful.
was so amazing.
Beautiful.
Mwah. Yes, exactly.
Yep.
All right,
by
guys.
the way,
What?
no, we can end it. We'll just talk about this after the stream.
All right, guys. Well, since that's pretty much it for us on our Arrowverse stuff, we didn't get our Supergirl episode and nothing like that. We will be back next week, same time, and we're going to be talking about the first 5 episodes of Constantine. So if you guys want to get caught up with us, we're going to get into the first 5 episodes of Constantine with you guys, and we'll break it down. You guys don't even have to, if you don't want to watch Constantine and you've just been wanting to, even just hear about what is going on with Constantine and his story and all that and the CW show that they put out, then just listen to us. If not, you can go on to the CW app. It's the CW Seed side, and they have Constantine over there, the whole first season for you to watch for free on their app. So check it out. We're going to be doing the first 5 episodes, and if these guys are down for it, we might even talk a little bit about the old Constantine movie with Keanu Reeves in it, and maybe bring in some stuff about that. So
If I can find that movie before our podcast, I'll watch it and we'll talk about it.
all right.
Yeah, fuck, I'll watch it too.
If you guys can't find it, I'll even give you a copy. I have my copy here. We'll pass it around. Whatever.
You know what? Let's have a movie night.
Yeah, we could have a movie night.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
good idea.
We could
All
do
right,
that.
we'll have a movie
Yeah.
night one of these nights this week.
I got it. Perfect. Movie night Tuesday. We got it.
Movie night
Yeah.
Tuesday. All right, works
I'm
for
down.
me. All right, guys. Well, we will see you all next week, and until next communion.